to this clip, right? So it's a long clip, which is good. Let's see what happens, right? And I'm gonna be commenting, right? So throwing, Natalie gets it. Natalie gets it, opens up, plays it to Mari. We're switching the field right now. Mari plays a deeper pass to Mari with the striker, which is great. Mari turns, she doesn't pressure anything. There you go, she finds Veronica in between. Veronica's going a 1v1 situation, plays a ball to Lilia, and that one, nothing comes out of it. There you go. We're losing the ball. Natalie's coming back and down. Great shape from Natalie. She wins the ball, which is great. That one, she doesn't force it forward. We bring it back to Caroline. Caroline opens up. Back to Emily. Emily has all the time again. We're resetting the play. Emily finds Emmy, which is great. Emily is wide. Caroline is wide, which is awesome. Emily brings it back. Finds Emily. Emily with pressure now. She takes a touch. We get out of pressure down back to Mari. Mari holds it long enough that Emily's wide open again. We switch it again to Emily, which is great. To Caroline. Caroline opens up and she finds Ali, right? Hard pass. Ali cannot control it. We give the ball away, right? Then I think we get in shape. Emily, well done, stepping up, and we win it back or whatever, right? So now look, there's main things that I want to walk in here, right? So how the switch works, which is the first thing, how switching the ball works for us, how in some situations we could make a better play, but you guys found a good solution, right? At the end of the day, is you can have a better solution all the time, but if you guys find a solution within the play, I'm okay with that. Then I want you to pay attention to the defensive shape too, from Emily, from Natalie, so that you can see the good things that we did, so that we can replicate these moments, right? So now noticing here, it's a throw-in. Nobody, look, everybody's packed up. That means that we need to move the ball, right? And when you as a team, look, if they have only one player there, that means that 9 of their players are deeper. Can we move the ball, right? So now in that one, Mari's backing up, which is good. I need my holding mids not too close when there's no pressure, or when my holding mids farther spread out, so that we can move the team even quicker, right, or more. So Natalie does a good job in that one. She doesn't force it forward or anything. She plays a ball to my other holding me opens up, and she recognized my deeper pass. Mari's wide open. You know what? I'll take it, right? Mari's wide open. The shifting slow. So if the shift that slow, that's a good ball. Now in that one, Mari could have opened up and played that ball in between, and that would have been on a 1v1 situation. You know what? This is the scenarios where we could have made a better play, but you know what? She holds a little longer, plays it to Veronica. That's fine too, right? Look where the is wide open. Lily's in between the two defenders. Mel's in between the two defenders. So now, if Veronica gets the ball, can Veronica play that ball one touch quick, or turn and play that ball one touch, 2 touches there, right? So instead, Veronica in that one, look, the same situation, right? You see the outside back and center back, outside and center back. That's where I want my attacking media, or whoever sees the ball in a deeper space. Can I play those balls through right away so that we can get advantage of it, right? Good positioning by Mel, good positioning by Lilia. Ali in that one, I want you talking in anymore, right? We're too far. Either you're here or you're tucked in, right? That one you don't. I don't need you that wide out, because we attacking our way, right? So look, Veronica turns, spin on herself, and now in this one, Veronica made better decision in that one, right? Took too long on that one to make a play. That ball is no longer there. Look at the player now. She's prepared to run it down. So that ball has to be a little bit harder to now find Ali. Or you got to wait a second for the player to go and then play it to Ali behind, right? So notice what happened in that one. So you're playing that ball, but it's no longer there anymore, Veronica, right? So in that one, the better play is, can Lilia make the run? And you find Ali, right? Instead of looking at the shorter vision, can we look at the farthest one, right? In that one would have been a better situation for us, right? Look where Ali is by herself. You see it? Okay. Anyways, so look, they win the ball, and now our defensive shape for my midfielders is on point. Natalie, you do a great job on this one, because look, Natalie doesn't go pressure the player. He goes in her position, right? She goes pressure the player. We would have been in trouble maybe. So now look what happened in that one. Good recovery. I think it was from Lilia. That's great. Lilia pressuring that player, and now Natalie covering the pass, which is what we want, right? One guy pressuring the player. They try to get rid of the ball out of pressure. And look, I have my center midi there, attacking midi. Has to be a here, but you know what? That's the shape that I want for my 3 guys in the middle. Because of that, we win the ball. Now notice this. As we win the ball, Mari's wide open. Natalie opens up. She can hit Mari or she can hit Caroline. It doesn't matter, right? We got it. Is that, now our target is, if Mari were to get the ball, Caroline, can we get it to Emmy, right? Emmy's our target right now. Caroline gets it, opens up, plays it to Emily. Emily does a great job, understand that nobody's coming, they're shifting too slow, and look at this girl, right? She doesn't want to run anymore. Look at her, right? Look at, she's tired right now. Now Amy, as she gets pressure, she cuts it back, which is great because the girl was marking the pass. Now Amy could have done Maddie here, Maddie here. Emily, I need you shifting more so you don't get in the trouble that you got in this play, right? So now Emily's in that one, right? So now I want you to see these guys. Emily, if you read that the player is already starting to run, I want you to hit this ball to Maddie, to Caroline, to Natalie, because look, they had no pressure, right? So in that one, keep that in mind. If you see that you cannot hit those balls, right, I want you to hit Grace. Boom, right? We hit Grace, and this is the only girl that's pressuring my three guys in the back, and I'm okay with that, right? So in that one, can we use Grace? Can we use her? Can we use her? Can we use her? Because look, she's already starting to run before you even attempt to pass the ball, right? So now, in this one, Emily, can I either open up with my lefty and switch it away, or take it touch this way, play it to Grace, and let that girl run, right? So in that one, I mean, you solve the play fine, right? You control the ball, and then you played it to Emily, to Maddie, which is good. Maddie holds it for a second, which is great. And now we bring it back again. This girl is running. Look, by this time, she doesn't want to run anymore. She's tired right now. We switch to Caroline. Now Caroline here. Remember how I told you guys in the last video, can we find the middle player? My outside backs, your first look, can I find the middle player? Look how Natalie is wide open, right? Ali's far deep, and I'm telling Ali to go deep. So now I don't want Caroline, look at the player. I don't want Caroline hitting this ball because this player is shifting now in the space. I want Caroline hitting here so that now Natalie can hit Ali on the space by herself, right? Instead of making Ali go all the way back, I want Caroline's ball hitting Natalie, so Natalie can take a touch and then hit her, right? So our target, Caroline has the right vision, right? We want to hit Ali now on the space by herself. But I don't want Caroline hitting Ali. I want Natalie hitting Ali, right? Based on the pressure. If this girl would have stayed with Natalie, then she would have the time and space to hit that ball in between and get it to her feet. But instead, look at the pass that we have to make. It's a forced pass at that angle, and look, Ali has to run back. I don't want Ali running back. I want Natalie on the ball so that we can hit her with more comfort, right? So those are the main plays in there, right? Now watch. Talking about defensive shape now. Look at the now as we losing the ball. I want you to see how Emily now. There you go, Emily. Good job, right? So Emily now is about to step, right? Might is stepping too, but I like that Emily started to step. Now notice that every time Emily we have one striker, you decide to step. I need Karen now shifting in and Amy shifting in, right? So that's basically what I want. Because look, because you stepped, that girl couldn't go forward, right? So now Caroline, I need you shifting in. Amy, I need you shifting in, right? And we would have solved that problem in that round because you stepped. We made it harder for them, and I think they lost the ball, right? So let's go on to the next clip. All right, let's watch it first. Veronica gets the ball. Veronica opens up. She does a good job holding it, but what's the problem in there? There you go. We go back in the same space, right? They kick the ball. We win it. And now Caroline, she goes to Grace, which is great. Grace has no pressure. She switches it. Now look, Amy's by herself, which is great. Middle player is not an option. Look for the pressure. Amy, well done, right? We find Natalie, right? So you see the options that we talked about in the past video. Caroline, Emily, Natalie, Maddie. There you go. Now Natalie finds Ali. Oh, this is perfect actually, right? Because we actually have what we just talked about in the last video, and we did it on this one, right? So I want you to see the successes, right? Because it's not that I just talk about it. I want to see that you guys actually did it. But now I want you to be intentional about this, right? In this one, Veronica, the first mistake is that Veronica gets the ball on the left side or right side of the field. And in this one, Veronica, there's no time to attack because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players against 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Including Veronica, right? So in this one, not a time to attack. I need Maddie here, okay? Or I need Amy pushing up so that Amy can cover the space, right? So that Veronica, in this one, Veronica, open up, switch the field so we can attack the other side, right? In this one, oh, Veronica, take it this way instead of going forward right away, right? Because look at their shape, right? So Veronica holds it for a little longer. Look, we have nothing in there now, Veronica. We got 3 players in front of you, 6 players in that area, right? On a 1v1 male here. So, Maddie, if you're not going to be here, I want you sending Amy up. Caroline, there you go. We got to push up and down. Emily, we got to push up. Amy, you should be here. Because if it's not my center mid, I want Amy, my outside back here. Caroline, Amy, Bella. So I need you guys up here when Veronica has that ball so that we can get it and create that 2v1 situation, right? Instead, we play that ball, right? They win the ball and they kick it, right? Which is great, right? But look, they kick it to nobody, right? In this one, by accident, Emily's with the girl, Emily's in there, and so by accident, we're the way we're supposed to see. I want Emily always with the target, right? And you guys should be pinched in front of her or behind her, right? Depends. If she steps, it's behind her. If she stays, it's in front of her, right? So good shape in that one. Caroline wins the ball. She plays it to Grace, right? And now Caroline gets white. Amy is getting white, which is great, right? That's why we can find Amy. Amy, okay, this is perfect, right? Amy recognized her first two options are pressure. Grace is not an option here anymore because Grace is not supporting. And look, we're too close to the goal. Mel is getting white, which is good. So now I need Amy in this one. Can we hit Natalie? Can we hit Caroline, right? Look, that's the best spot in there, like we talked about in the past video. And in this one, yes, we hit Natalie, right? Natalie in this one with that amount of space, Natalie doesn't go back to Caroline. She recognizes her space and she goes forward. Every time I have Natalie on one of my midfielders with that amount of space, I want my outside back telling them to turn. I don't want the outside back on the ball here, right? I want my midfielder taking the space and creating because she has space, right? So this is great for Natalie, recognizing that. And now on the switch, we look Ali's deeper, right? So it's not Caroline hitting Ali, it's Natalie now hitting Ali, which is great, right? So now in this one, since we know the switch is happening, Mari, I want you pushing up because as Ali gets the ball, I want you to be threatening the spaces, right? Same with you, Mel, right? Can we push up in that one on the switch? Notice that Mari's jogging, so that's good. Okay, so now, what's important here is that Natalie took a couple seconds to play that ball, but we don't know why we did that, right? If we do that, I want you guys doing it so that my strikers can move up the field. Mari, in this one, I need you here, right? Lilia, in this one, I need you up here, right? Because Ali's by herself, so she doesn't need support, right? Ali wins the ball. Lilia plays it in there, and now Lilia down, same thing, right? Lilia plays a give and go, but the pressure's not coming to Ali. If Lilia stays, Veronica, when you're pushing up, Lilia, so you get the ball in here, can we open up? Find Veronica, find Mari, or now go into the space yourself, right? Because you had no pressure, right? But overall, it was a great play, right? Because you guys, the way you guys were positioned, and how we apply some of the things that I asked you to apply in the previous video, right? So that's good. Okay, so now let's move into the next one, right? But let's just stop the clip over here.